Okay, I am back again. And we can switch back to the game. As soon as the headset's a little bit more comfortably on my head. Alright, so because I know there are quite a few people watching, and I'm sure that several of you are new to the channel, you can hit that follow button, then you'll get notifications when I do more of this type of thing. And don't worry, I do a lot of Hearts of Iron content, and if you take a look at my Discord, if someone wants to link the Discord in chat, that would be great. Then you can see my schedule, and there is a lot of Hearts of Iron scheduled for the rest of this week, including a couple of cool things coming up, which are still being planned, hopefully, so that hopefully happens. More to be told when we get to that. Hey, Lady Magnus, how are you doing? Alright, so we need to reorganize our armies. Sneezing a lot today. Sucks. So we need to reorganize our armies. We need to start thinking about how to restore the more wayward parts of the Russian Empire. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to put you against Belarus. We're going to put you against Ukraine. In fact, I think I might put you against Ukraine. Just because there's more of you. And then you can go Georgia, sweet Georgia. You can go for Pakistan. There's also Kyrgyzstan. You know what? You guys can go for Kyrgyzstan. And your two colours are basically identical, so let's change you. You can be green, you can be... Whoops. You can be purple. And then the Field Marshal line is also going to be purple. Yours should be a different colour. Let's go with light blue. And then yellow cavalry and... Just have a different shade of yellow. Let's go with like a really dark yellow. There we go. Cool. So Semyov, you're going to need to be down here on Ukraine as well. We're going to draw lines to make sure that we have all the conquests prepared. Preferably not like that, because that's a silly looking line. Let's just do this. And you can go for here. You know what? Georgia should probably be the Mountaineers, actually. Oh, there's 20 of you. You should be fine. Especially because supply down here is going to be a heck of a lot better than it is here. And Kyrgyzstan is entirely mountain. Whereas once you're over that first initial wave, then... no, Sibeli is still... It's going to be a pain regardless of what you do. And then we have our tanks, which honestly should be against Ukraine as well. We'll say it's something like this. That should be all of you prepared, with the exception of you. Doing this partially also just so you get planning preparation ticking up, because I didn't have any of that in the previous war. Right. Speed 4. On pause. The end of the Second Russian Civil War. What seems like an impossible undertaking. The renewal of the fight against the Bolsheviks by the exiled white government has turned into a victory in spite of all the odds. The provisional government declared the Soviet Union beaten and vowed to restore Russia to its former glory. The war has devastated much of Russia and have cost the country dearly. The whereabouts of Joseph Stalin are as yet unknown. Rumours have it he escaped the country days before the surrender and that he might be hiding somewhere in South America. We are victorious! Alright, cool. Cool. And we got a bunch of drink teas and things like that, which I should honor. Scrolling back to the last... Oh man, there's a lot. I did do those. Cali BG, thank you very much for the 10-month resubscription. Very much appreciate that. Duke Silverose coming in with a 45-month resubscription. Thank you also for that support there. Vorbara coming in with a 6-month resub. Thank you. Then Sindrin... Oh wait, I've read those already because you gifted us up to Frost Gamalali, which I did acknowledge. I was going to say, these are all from like 3 hours ago, and I could have sworn I handled those. Red Octobear coming in with a 22-month. I can't remember who I said yay to and who I didn't. Zach Heave, thank you for the follow. Batigol, thank you. Nickname Stolen, thank you also for the follow. Then we've got Palm Tree Life coming in with a 17-month primary sub, thank you. Penguin wants me to drink some tea. Chandalord. Luftwaffle. Atamarius. And there we go. Tanituva and Czechoslovakia have been surprisingly resilient in this run. They really have. I wonder if that's because of supply issues down there? No. No, it definitely isn't. Okay. The Second American Civil War. The tensions in the United States have come to a boiling point. Unhappy with the policies of President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the legislatures of several US states have voted to secede from the Union. Any hopes for a peaceful resolution to the conflict have been dashed, and hostilities have broken out all along the front. It appears that the majority of the government has decided to stay with the legitimate government, but reports show a surge of volunteers from across the seceding states. With neither side willing to back down, observers expect a long and bitter struggle. So we've got the United States versus the Confederacy versus the unaligned states of America. Unaligned? Huh. I don't think I've ever seen it break into a three-way civil war like this. Interesting. The capital of the provisional Russian government. The war is over. A decision needs to be taken regarding the future capital of the country. So we can put it in Moscow as the most important city. We can leave it in Chita, which was the imperial capital during the Civil War. Vladivostok is the new eastern capital, but I think that's going to be way too vulnerable. Or St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg is the historical imperial capital, so I'm thinking we're going to go with St. Petersburg. And there we go, Republic of Bulgaria took 3 states. You know what you can do? You can be responsible for guarding St. Petersburg. There you go. Huzzah! Actually, let's make that an actual line. Like so. Now, I was wondering, are we going to have CBs against the various minions? And the simple answer is... oh. Those aren't against the former republics, but I'm guessing if they're a core, then we can just start justifying against them. Bring the breakaways into the fold. Ah! Any that declared independence from the Soviet Union can be brought in. War goal against those. Okay then. So that's what we want to get down to after we've expanded the aircraft industry. So we consolidate power, then breakaways. And I think we want to do that quickly. Ma Bufang takes national leadership in China. Following an extensive power struggle between Wang Jingwei and Ma Bufang, the former has finally conceded defeat and met with Ma Bufang in his residence. After a mere 2 hours of negotiations, Wang Jingwei was evidently accepted a proposal to transfer power to Marbufang and stepped down as the Premier of the Republic. Lithuania has capitulated to the Germans. Oh, geez. Communist China is kicking ass and taking names right now. Did you ally with Japan? Oh, you did. Huzzah. Traitors. Interesting. I wonder what Japan's going to feel about that. Do any of the breakaways have focus trees? I don't think so. No. Krasnov has fallen ill. That's one heck of a storm over Poland right now. Germany! Why is there a storm over Poland? Portugal capitulated. They declared the war. Oh, Portugal. You just massively empowered the Spanish Directory there. A storm is coming to Poland on the back of German wings. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. There's Hungarian borders. Yeah. Hungary got a bit greedy. Probably speed 5 it can. Italian diplomatic isolation. Diplomatic relations between Italy and the German Reich had taken a turn for the worse recently, with a string of minor diplomatic incidents being seized upon by the German government to fuel hostile rhetoric. Although Italo-German relations have begun to improve in recent years, these developments seem to effectively preclude any future cooperation between the two European powers. Oh, okay. Yeah, Germany is cruising for a bruising. Treaty of Craiova, more concessions have been forced out of Romania, with the Republic of Bulgaria reclaiming southern Dobruja. The Bolsheviks tried to change the state religion to communism and created a personal cult around its leaders. They even went so far as to rename the cities of Russia. Order must be restored around the empire, and nowhere is more fitting than to start with the old city of Tsar, renamed Stalingrad. Volograd would be a good name, or it was Starin. It will remain Starin. So I guess that these are the modern names. And these are the old school imperial names. Oh, good grief. Zayavokoksarsisk. Okay. Oh, we're going Imperial. 100% Imperial. We're here to relive our old glories, after all. Can you show the focus tree or something? I literally just did that. There aren't any. It's just normal. Just generics. Am I going to be able to specialise in all of these? That would be nice. I don't think I will, but it would be nice. Okay, expanding the aircraft industry is very nearly done. Why is there a gap here? Looks like the UI is glitched out a little. Okay, aircraft industry has been expanded. Now, I am literally permanently locked out of this. Oh no, I'm not. I need 120 factories. Never mind. Well, in that case, I think what I'm going to do is consolidate power. The war has torn our nation asunder, has now been won. We must strengthen our position and methodically eliminate those who dare to oppose us. Do I need to do anything about, like, retaking my own territories back or anything? Because... no, this has nothing to do with occupations. Okay, good. Super disappointing paradox for not giving the breakaways a focus tree. Well, Wibble. Romania declared war on Hungary and then joined the Union of Nations, which France is still in. So France and Canada are supporting those. And actually, Britain usually goes to war with its dominions. With Canada in the Union of Nations, that means Britain and France are going to go to war. Estonia joined the Commonwealth of Nations. Thundercross Latvia declared war on Estonia. And meanwhile, Czechoslovakia is just like, gonna tank everyone. That, 70 day. Takes a while. Requires consolidate power and reformize the role of the Patriarchate. Oh, I see. So I have to do these in order to get Zemsky Sobor. And that leads to the Romanov Reconstruction. Okie dokie. Well, we're going to bring the breakaways back into the fold. Having won back the majority of the country, we must now deal with the breakaway countries. Surely they can't expect us to accept the loss of Russian imperial territory forever? Absolutely not. Crisis in Slovenia. Using the annexation of Austria into the German Reich as the basis for their claim, Germany has now demanded the rightful return of the former Austrian territory of Slovenia from Yugoslavia. In response, the signatories of the Treaty of Versailles have gathered in London to discuss a solution to the Slovenian question. Despite days of negotiations, the conference failed to come to an agreement. Although the British government sought a peaceful solution, the French remained resolute in the face of German threats. The German delegation walked out in protest in the clouds of war gathering over Slovenia. No, the clouds of war are gathering over Poland. They might also be gathering over Slovenia, but the big clouds are over Poland. The Anglo-German alliance. Britain? What are you doing? The British and the German governments have announced a pact of mutual military assistance, as well as indicating their intention to respect the other sphere of influence. Not all may be surprised to see this development after the German Reich's increasingly pro-British rhetoric in recent months, but the terminology of the treaty has taken many experts aback and even led some to issue warnings for what this could mean for Europe. Oh dear, France is not going to be happy. No, but I'm actually kind of happy this is occurring, because Germany needed something to go in their favour. Otherwise, I would just walk right over them. No decisions to do, so we may as well start thinking about material designers. Are they all going to be available? Yes. Interesting. The only one that isn't right now is Soviet Railways, but it would become available. But we've already got the really, really good foreign expert one. Should take back Alaska for the oil. We have loads of oil. We have Baku. Speaking of which, how are the repairs coming along? Repairs are accelerating. That's good. Because the more factories we get repaired, the more factories are added to the repair order. I am a little bit surprised that Britain went with Germany, because it's monarchist Britain And still fascist Germany. Bulgaria submits to Romania in response to a Romanian ultimatum and faced with immediate Romanian military action should they refuse. The Bulgarians have made significant changes to their government to make it more Romania-friendly. Bulgaria has accepted all of their neighbours' demands and it's unlikely they will refuse further requests. As a result, it can now only be regarded as a Romanian puppet. Oh. Interesting. And Yugoslavia just joined the war as well. Man, Europe is escalating. It's like things are kind of bad over there at the moment. Because we got the Commonwealth of Nations. Oh no, France is an own thing. So Commonwealth of Nations is the one run by Canada. And Britain has joined the Axis, so Britain is now fighting against Canada. Oh, that could be really bad for the Czechs, because if Canada now capitulates, then I think the Czechs will just give up. No, they're a major. As long as the Czechs hold, the Commonwealth of Nations will hold. Wait, why is Turkey and the Republic of Turkey two different things? Because there's a civil war going on. That's all of the planes done. 1939. We should probably research the better guns. Machine tools done. We should also research the better artillery. Here. Which will also unlock better tank guns. And we should probably also start thinking more seriously about what kind of tanks we want. Because we have a huge shortage of light tanks. I don't think I particularly want to replace them. And we do have some pretty beefy tank divisions. Speaking of which, let's do some consolidation. Let's get rid of you, 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 you. Okay, so we actually lost all of the temporary divisions, which is fine. So you're all infantry. You're all infantry. You're not, but you should be infantry. You as well. You're all mountaineers. You're all tanks. Sure. Actually, who are you? You're just straight up motorized. Let's turn you into one of the that one, motorized with artillery support. And then these guys are basically just the same as the regular cavalry. So if you have any of them, turn them into just regular cavalry. And those should also be cavalry and cavalry. Which does expand the size of those units. Okay, so we are still going to need 1,000 guns, which is actually a lot less than I was kind of expecting that we would need. I thought we were still like 12,000 short, but apparently not. Nah, I'm not doing CAS, I'm doing tactical bombers instead. It's like there's a second war, like the Great War. No, it's not a second one, it's just a continuation of the Great War. Alright, there's still two different types of you. That means that you're hidden away somewhere. Come on, where are you hiding? There you are. You're not actually a tank, you're a cavalry. Sneaky! There we go. And you're just straight up motorized, but these motorized are just... I was going to say better, but are they really? Actually, that's not a half bad template. I hadn't really considered putting cavalry with tanks. That's not true. No, I was already considering putting cavalry with tanks. That was kind of half my whole plan. So let's do this. Let's take a look at the tank designer, and let's start making some. So, medium tanks or heavy tanks? I think it makes more sense for these to be mediums. So let's stick with the basic medium chassis. Now we can put a main armament on. So we have small armaments, which are anti-air automatic cannons. These are basically soft attack, anti-air, massive soft attack, a little bit of soft attack, hard attack, balance, and a balance. Oh, and the cannons have good pierce. Oh no, the high velocity is the piercer. So the automatic cannon is slightly less piercing than these two. And remember that piercing has also changed now. So it's not all or nothing. If you come close to hitting your opponent's armor, you will still do reduced damage, but it won't just be a flat 50% anymore. What resources do we have the most of? Chromium. That's a very good point. So it should be heavy tanks, because chromium is a heavy tank thing. So we're going to have light heavy tanks. That's what we're going for. Basic heavy tank chassis. Here we go. And we will need to crank up their speed a bit here. So we could bring in howitzers. Minus 20 reliability. Ouch. Actually, the howitzer is what costs... Oh no, it was tungsten, wasn't it? Yeah, I don't really want to spend tungsten. The heavy cannon. 90 piercing. Soft attack, heavy attack is the same. Dramatically increases the cost, though. I don't think I necessarily want to do that. I'm thinking like the improved small cannon. I kind of want a bit more soft attack than that. I'm thinking actually the automatic cannon. And then we can choose what kind of turret we have. So we can have a light turret with fixed, which makes it really, really cheap and increases the reliability significantly. Then we can have different number of men turrets, each one getting increasingly expensive, but they do provide more breakthrough. So I think we want a 3-man turret, because these things are built to break through. Can you change the song? Yes. You know what, I'm going to turn off the Songs of the Eastern Front. We'll turn on the Soviet radio station. Alright, suspension. So we currently got bogey suspension, which I think is just cheap. We could go with the Christie suspension, which increases our speed. Interleaved road wheels, which reduces our reliability but gives us a bit of breakthrough. Or the torsion bar, which is just straight up reliability, but it's kind of expensive. I think we're going to go with Christie suspension, because that's going to make us a bit quicker. And we want to stick with a gasoline engine. I mean, we're almost as fast as the cavalry right now.